What's up, everybody, and welcome to my TNA Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things happened on the show tonight, and I am a few days late on this review. We know they're still in Ottawa, and the big thing tonight was the Knockouts Championship on the line, the vacant one between Rosemary and Laurel Van Ness. As that would be tonight, we kicked it off with a fatal four-way for a number one contender spot. Whoever wins will get to face the champion between Sienna, Casey Spinelli, Allie, and Madison Rain. The match was here was it was okay, but very botchy out there at some points. And it's not like it wasn't horrible, but I just saw a lot of botches out there. I was kind of surprised that Allie did get the win on pin on Sienna. With Sienna, they've done kind of nothing with her right now in a way. It's almost it's almost like she's an afterthought ever since she lost the title. Really, and they're not really making her look that strong, especially taking the pin right there. I don't know why they just didn't make up a tournament in this instead of do a fatal four-way out of nowhere. Allie does get the shots, but we don't know who will win. And when I think Allie's going to get the shot, I'm kind of thinking like Allie versus Rosemary. The Demon Bunny battles each other or something like that. Next was Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley versus Taiji Shimori and Desmond Xavier, which was a really good match that I enjoyed. A really good match, X Division. So it was really good. I did like this tag team match. Pretty much Ishimori got the roll up on Lee for the win. It was a good X Division. It's still building up to Trevor Lee and Taiji Ishimori when the match happens. So I actually thought it was enjoyable, kind of building up the title match between both those guys. Hopefully Desmond Xavier can get a shot soon since he won that Super X Cup. They showed the Dan Lambert package come into the building with Lashley. Next was Johnny Impact and P. Williams, since they know they had the tag with Alberto El Patron tonight. Johnny called him a douchebag, and Alberto looked at them saying, you know, president or vice president, they're making me do this thing. I don't want to tag with you. And he pretty much told Johnny, say that, shut up, kid. Which they pretty much told him to stay out of his way tonight in the tag match. They showed the GWN bonus match, which was at least a smart way to build up the Knockouts title. Since, by the way, we already kind of in the 10-year anniversary of this Knockouts Championship being created back in 2007 at Bound for Glory. Pretty much Gail Kim won in the gauntlet with people like Angelina Love or Taya Madison, Velvet Sky, which she was very bad back then, now that I remember. Roxy Laveau, ODB, as Mike Tenay and Don West on commentary. Gail Kim did win the title, so, you know, Gail Kim, yeah, man, first ever champion. So, hey, Gail Kim was still great back then and still great right now, so at least that was a good idea. Eli Drake and Christian Johnson were talking to their mystery partner, which would be Jimmy Jacobs. As Mr. Slamtown came out, everybody came out, and as Jimmy Jacobs came out saying the zombie princess is here. You know, I'm a good guy and I want to help, but I'm not your partner. He found them a monster, which would be Congo Kong. Which this match was very over the place with people, all over the place, people battling each other, and Congo Kong throwing pretty much power bombing Petey Williams into Planet fans right there. El Patron and Johnny battling as Johnny pretty much hit a Starship Pain on Eli Drake, and then Alberto pretty much hit a frog splash on Eli Drake for the win. But it made sense what was going on right here. They pretty much know what was going on right here, so I don't think Eli Drake should be taking the pin, and that's pretty much what Chris Adonis is there for, to take the pin instead of the champion being beat. So I don't know where they were going with that, but at least they are trying to do stuff with the main event right now. I'll give it that. It's a good match, but I don't think the champion should be getting pinned, which now in 3 weeks time El Patron will face Eli Drake for the I can't say TNA Championship. I guess Global Impact Championship right now, until hopefully they figure out something when they go back to Orlando in January. But El Patron, other than that, Chandler and Joseph Park were in the back. Talk about that Mick Carter bully Ray. It was still funny what Joseph Park said. And as Chandler pretty much says, I'm going to be in the ring with Parks fighters as pretty much Joseph tried to convince him not to get in there, but he wanted to be in the ring. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, other than Joseph and Chandler Park right there, aka Ethan Page, which I like, that's still funny to me in a way. I like where that's going. They showed a vignette for pretty much in 3 weeks also. It'll be a 3-way for the Impact Grand Championship, followed by Matt Sydal and EC3. Moose and James Storm came out there calling out America's Top Team because they were getting pissed off what was going on. And, you know, Moose called him Bitch Boy Bobby, and they very much called both of them out. As Storm called Lambert out, you know, every time I hear you talk, it's a giant bag of poo-poo. And Ms. Lambert was pissed. He said he was a black belt, but Storm said, there's that poo-poo again. It's actually a poo-poo chant happened. So I think that was really good, funny that he got the fans to chant poo-poo. So I like what Storm did there. And Storm pretty much told Lambert, I want you one-on-one. Pretty much Lambert says you don't know who you're picking against, fight against, because you say you pro wrestlers, then you can take on MMA fighters and stuff. And, you know, Storm says, I just want to beat the shit out of you, okay? And as Lambert talked about Canada and everything, and that Storm is this is awesome moment, he said, you've been here since day one. Everybody's walked in and out those doors, but you're still here. And you're the head around here. You're the face of this company. So I need to take you out, pretty much. And it's pretty much a career versus career thing. If you lose your career here. And if, you know, Storm wins, you and American Top Team can get the hell out. And as he was about to say his catchphrase, Moose went at Lashley as they brought out the ring. And his Storm was going to kick Lambert. KM tried to help, but Storm hit a last call super kick, pretty much taking out KM. And then he said, sorry about your damn luck. But other than that, the promo was good. I still think Lashley looks silly with this Dan Lambert guy and should be back to himself. And I don't know how many times I gotta say that. Going back for the world title, he deserves better than giving Dan Lambert a push. So F him. Other than, you know, this. And by the way, first off, this may be the last Impact review I do right now until January, to be honest, before we get into the Knockouts title. You know, I might as well get into the Knockouts title, which Rosemary went against Laurel Van Ness, which was a good match, somewhat short. Was it bad? No. But it got better in time, as I thought Rosemary, I really had my money on Rosemary to win, but Rosemary had spit the mist at Laurel, but she missed, and Laurel pretty much did an eye poke on Rosemary and hit her with a I'm prettier for the win. So I don't know why. I feel like Rosemary loses a lot lately ever since she's lost the title. Same with thing with Sienna. They lost the title. And I'm going to get into the whole Laurel Van Ness situation real quick. Since, you know, she's champion now, but now I'm looking at it. We've already been hearing those reports. But I'll get to that quick in a second. But next was a Lucha Underground type of scene with Sami Callihan and Konnan, as Callihan was looking for Konnan, pretty much told, you know, for this summit. And he couldn't find him, but he saw some guy on the bench. And then he found Konnan reading the paper on the bench. And Sami says, you know, I'm freezing my balls out here. And Konnan said, one of life's tragedy is you grow old too fast and wise too late. And he told that Sami's emotions take over his intelligence. As Sami told him, I don't need your old man riddles and stuff. And Konnan said he would be a dead man. But Sami says, you know, I'm tired of this. And we're about to take over all your territories. But Konnan says, you know, I'm losing a lot of money because of those tag team titles, and he wanted them back. And he says, we're going to have that match. But Sami says, if you lose, no more LAX. You get over it, get out of here, and OVE takes over everything. But then Konnan says, you know, man, I'm getting you up, homie. This is going to go down. You know all your tattoo parlors and pawn shops and your girlfriend and little dog she walks and trailer parks and everything. We're going to take all that. LAX will burn that shit to the ground, okay? Listen, you'll be so toxic that people would rather work with Weinstein, Cosby, Spacey, or even O'Reilly, Bill O'Reilly, for they fuck with you, Sami, alright? And as Konnan says, yo, you ever disrespect me again, this will be your last day on earth. And you know, Sami said it was business. They shook hands, and as he said business, Sami pretty much threw a fireball at Konnan's face and says, now it's personal, bitch. Which was a great thing. That was great. That whole thing at the end was great. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Alright, that whole thing was like almost like, you know, the whole, like I said, like Lucha Underground with that scene, but the thing between Konnan and Sami Zayn, what the fuck I say Sami Zayn? Sami Callihan was great. I love the whole segment right there. That was at least a good way to end off the show, leading to whatever match they got. That's one of the best views they got going on is OVE and LAX, especially after they put Sami Callihan in. It's really put a shot of adrenaline in OVE, made them at least look like a great threat now. I would give them that. But this was great. And Konnan, like the way he just said that, like, I'm gonna burn your stuff. It was cold and calculated and ruthless. Like, I'm gonna murder your people, sucker. All right. So what you gonna do about that? But we will see what happens with LAX and OVE. But that whole segment was great. Now, as regards to the rest of the show, first off, they come back January 4th. So that's why I said this probably will be my last review until further notice between the Impact. And it's a bad idea to go on. I hope that January 4th thing isn't true. Because, like, if you guys are coming back on January 4th, I guess that is a Thursday. But I'm sure a lot of more people are going to be watching Wrestle Kingdom and stuff. That's a bad idea if you guys are going against New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom. Especially Jericho and Omega that's going on right now. That's a bad idea. And Okada and Naito. That's a bad idea. And I know they're doing this whole career versus career. I thought they would come back on Orlando in January 4th, but I think it's just going to be 2 weeks of recap shows throughout the entire year, which is, you know, it's just, I really hope Don Callis and Scott D'Amore can really turn this company around, because Jeff Jarrett just screwed it up even more because of, you know, his drunkenness and everything. But this right here, I really hope they turn it around, because when this whole GFW thing happened, it was actually kind of going good at first. I was admitting that. Other than the entire Hardy situation, which I just, you know, that went horrible. And like I said, in the court of public opinion, fans are going to side with the Hardys. And don't get me wrong, it sucked when they left. It really did. I enjoyed the whole, you know, broken gimmick with the Hardys. That was great. Losing Drew Galloway was bad. Losing, well, I don't know about Mike Ben and Maria, but Maria was a great promo. And Jade, that was just bad. Okay, so give me a second. Well, stop arguing with me. What y'all argue with? What then? You only brought 2 in. Yes, Huh? Huh? What? You know, I'm gonna end this review on here. I'm gonna speak more about the year in Impact on a later date because of something important that just pulled up. But yeah, that's my show. But other than, like I said, recap show, a lot of stuff is gonna happen in 3 weeks, and I'm gonna sit down and do a whole video on that. Okay, I really am, because I want to get through it. I want to dissect Impact, and I want to dissect a lot of things. Okay, so I'm gonna speak a lot on that in a later video. But I wanted to get through this review of the show at first, because I want to go through a year's worth of content, okay, and what I think about when they come back in January 4th, and hopefully the tapings are better in January 10th. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.